students, we all know that verb is considered the most important part of speech in English grammar and that the verbs have 5 properties which are voice, mood, tense, person and number. We often see these in different sentences. In this video, you will learn about voice and its active and passive forms. So, let's begin. A voice is that form of a verb which shows that the person or thing denoted by the subject does something or has something done to it. See the given sentences. The first sentence says, "The mother cooks the food." The second sentence says, "The food is cooked by the mother." Let's compare these two sentences. When we compare these two sentences, we find that both the sentences mean the same thing, but with a difference. That is, in the first sentence, the subject is the doer, the performer of the verb. In the second sentence, the subject is the receiver of the verb. The voice has two forms, which are active and passive. Let's study about them, starting with the active voice. When the subject of the sentence performs the verb is called to be in the active voice. See the given example. This squirrel is eating an apple. Here, the subject squirrel is performing the verb, that is, eating. Now notice the passive voice. When the subject of the sentence receives the verb is called to be in the passive voice. See the given example. An apple is being eaten by this squirrel. Here, the subject, apple, is receiving the action, the verb. See a few more examples of these two voices. Let's learn how to change the voice from active to passive. To do so, we have to follow certain rules, which are as follow. Rule 1. We change the subject of the active voice into object and the object into subject. It means subject and object of the sentence exchange their position. See the given example. In the given example, the subject, the children, has exchanged its position with the object, the flowers. Rule 2. We add by before the new object. Notice it in the given example. Rule 3. We use only the past participle form of verbs. See the use of verbs in the given example. Rule 4. We use certain sets of auxiliary verbs with the principal verbs. See the following given chart. The following table clearly brings out the transformation of voice. See it carefully. While doing the transformation of voice, we must keep some points in our notice. These are as follow. Point 1. It is natural and preferable to use the active voice. Point 2. Sentences in the active voice are simple and it is easier to understand them. Point 3. The use of passive voice is preferred in two cases. The first, when we do not know who has performed the action. The case 2, when the action itself is more important than knowing who performed it or what caused it. See the given example to understand it better. Point 4. The verbs which do not take or have objects cannot be expressed in the passive. See the given example. Here, the verb doesn't have any object. Point 5. We work on with 8 tenses out of 12 tenses. These are present simple, present continuous, present perfect, past simple, past continuous, past perfect, future simple and future perfect. The tenses we do not work on with are future continuous and present, past and future perfect continuous. Point 6. The detransitive verbs can have two passive voice, where any one of the objects, direct or indirect, can be changed into new subject. Usually we change indirect object into subject. Point 7. In case the subject of the active voice is a pronoun, we use its objective case in the passive voice. See the table given below. We have learned how to change the voice of assertive sentences from active to passive. Let's learn how to do the same with interrogative and imperative sentences. Starting with the interrogative sentences. Let's learn step by step. First of all, we change the interrogative active voice into the assertive active voice. In step 2, we follow all the rules which are followed with the assertive sentences to change the voice into passive. In step 3, we take the auxiliary verb of passive voice at the beginning. And in step 4, if we have the question word, we take it before the auxiliary verb. Understand it through the given examples. The sentence 1 is showing the interrogative active voice that we change into the assertive active voice in sentence 2. In sentence 3, we follow the step 2 and change its voice into passive. The sentence 4 follows the step 3 where we take the auxiliary verb at the beginning. The last sentence shows the application of the question word. See some more examples to understand it. For changing the voice of imperative sentences from active to passive, we choose any one of the given ways. Let's see. Now see these sample exercises and revise all the rules.